My name is Lane. Everybody probably knows me because I was here last October. Today's day 1 of the retreat, day 3 for me of my dry fast. And since last October, after that retreat, I mean, it made it, even though I only went 7 days, made a massive impact because I had felt like because I had of the Bartonella in my head, it felt like I had a cannonball in my head for years. And only after 7 days, it was like 90% that was gone. I was like astounded. And, I had the problems that I had after. I had other problems. Because of the kidney problem that I had when I was here, I wound up getting an infection in my bladder and then in my kidney. And it was absolutely horrendous. But I didn't even care because my head felt so much better. And, but, some of the symptoms began to return, as they will, because I think it's like if you don't, I don't know if the word is kill all the bad bacteria or what it is, but if you don't get them completely settled, it seems like they begin to proliferate again. And so I started to get some symptoms back and some other symptoms as well that had me very disturbed. I did a 7-day fast. I had to wait. Like they say, to do a 7-day fast within a 2-month period, and I couldn't do it because my kidneys, the infection was so bad. I was absolutely pissing razor blades. It was unbelievable for months, a couple of months anyways. So I had to wait to a certain extent because my blood pressure was so high because of the infection that was basically the reason why I had to come off the fast when I was here in October. So I waited, and then I did another 7-day fast. And it was a lot easier to do. And I was walking 2 hours, riding a bike 3 hours a day. My blood pressure was good, and I was like right on. And so I was all excited about coming down here and that things are going to be a breeze. And I don't know what the hell's going on, but the first day was pretty easy, and then yesterday I felt really bad. And then today was the first day of the retreat and got my blood pressure checked, and it's up through the roof again, and I have no idea. And it's I've been really working on getting my emotions together before I came here because I was devastated by it, as a matter of fact, because I shouldn't be, but I'm scared that they're gonna ask me to come off my fast early again, and I've come a long ways and prepared a lot for this. So it's like I'm trying not to let it freak me out, but I wish I was that imaginary guy that I would like to be, that just was untouched by anything and just walked through fire like it wasn't even there, but I'm not. So, but I talked with the doctor today and Sveta there, and they have a way of making me feel a little bit more positive about things. So I feel a little bit better, and it doesn't matter. I'm going to go as far as they'll let me go, like the last time. But I'm planning on going all the way, and I'm just praying that my body will just behave. At the same time, I was feeling kind of sorry for myself, and then, then I come to these testimonials, and I just heard the one lady talk about her life, and you smarten you up a little bit because you think you got really rough and things are so hard on you, and they are, but man, it could be a lot worse. So I'm here and I'm, like the doctor says, one step at a time. And if it's one fast at a time, that something gets better each time, then I can deal with that. And that's what I do. If I have to do 10 fasts, I'll do 10 fasts. I don't give a shit. If it works and I'm moving this far ahead each time, that's the only thing that matters to me. So it's kind of interesting to be back here again. I have to say, there's something about this place that makes me feel like I'm home. And I don't exactly know what it is, but I just seem to really love the people here. And it's got a special, really, really special feeling that you just can't know until you're here. It's really crazy. But anyways, that's going to be enough for today. I got other people that need to speak, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Day 2 of the retreat, day 4 of the dry fast for me. And let's start with how I've been feeling. My mouth is dry. I haven't necessarily been sleeping very well, but my blood pressure's been down today. And so that is some really good news for me, because yesterday I was really scared. So that's some good news. I'm hanging in there, I'm doing my thing, and I plan on going 9 days. I'm not supposed to say somebody asked me to do this, so I'm going to say it was my idea. But I'm going to try and talk about what maybe the reason why, if there's some other reasons why I got this disease, what positives are in it, what have I learned from it, what do I think about it. It's a really good question. I've racked my brain for how many years to try and figure out why. I actually made it a point a while ago to stop asking that question, because I couldn't get an answer, and all it did was make me upset. I've had a lot of theories about it, and there's lots of theories out there. Like, I know I've talked to people and read books years ago about, different things that happen to you, like, why you've got extra weight on is because you've been waiting for something for you to make you move or whatever. There's all kinds of different psychological reasons as to why you might, have a problem, and some, beliefs in your brain, in your mind, that could have attracted something. Maybe you're not feeling worthy enough. You don't believe you're worthy of success without suffering. Then there's the concept of that, you came into this life and you chose all of these things. You chose these challenges and roadblocks, and you set it all up, and it's all you. Therefore, it was my idea, and I pre-planned it all. So that, why? I'm not sure. Some of it I can understand, some of it I can't. Sure, okay. Have I discovered that I am more fucking amazing than I ever thought that I was? Yes, I have. Have I discovered that I'm tougher than I thought I was? Absolutely. Have I discovered this part of me that's just so amazing to be able to hang on through this shit? But how much of me do I have to discover? Do I get the greatest award? Do I get an award when I go to the other side? Here you go. Here's your badge and your trophy. I don't give a shit. I don't want any more badges. I got enough. I don't know why it happened. I was always more than an ordinarily positive person. I was the guy that was looked to put people on his back and carry over the line, because that's how positive I was. And so I can't see how I attracted it because of the way that I thought. I don't know. I know that there are other people in my life that have been inspired by me, which is great. but you get tired, right? I mean, anybody that's going through this shit here knows what I'm talking about. I think, of course, when you're in the eye of the storm, when you're in the tornado, it's a nightmare, and when it's over, then you can see clearly, and I know that, I know there's a way, and I just know there's a way, and that I'm going to find that way, and I'm going to be completely better, and I'm going to be healed. And when I get to the other side, and the elastic band that's been pulling back this way all this time is finally let go, I know that I'm going to be untouchable, that there will be nothing that can actually make me unhappy again. Because I was already there. The only thing that could bring me down was my health. And so God said, okay, here you go. Here's a sledgehammer to your head, and let's see what you do with this. And, I'm sorry, I have some issues with God. I wish I could say, He's got His will and all that stuff, and I'm just there, and whatever He says. I'm not that guy. I'm a guy you don't want to mess around with, right? And I don't understand. And I don't know if it's got anything to do with Him. Maybe I'm just blaming Him. I have no idea. All I know is that I'm in this shit, and I've got to find a way out of it, and I will. And when I do, then I can tell you. Then I can tell you, you know what? Am I ever grateful beyond grateful that I went through this hell because of what it made me? And I know that that's what it's about. But right now I'm in it, and I can't tell you. I don't know why it's happening, and I wish I could. And so, that's my sort of answer to that question. But besides all that shit, I'm here now, and I'm around the best people I consider to be, that I've met in the world. They're so inspiring to me, and it's what I need. It's what I need. I think we all need it. I'm a tough motherfucker, but I'm here to tell you that everybody needs help. And being here is that support that you can get, and that I need, and I'm sure everybody else is feeling it too. So that's my talk for today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Day 3 of the retreat. Day 5 for me. And this one's been a tough one. Haven't been feeling that good. My back's really been giving me a tremendous amount of pain. And so it made my blood pressure go up again. And I'm not going to get into just how upset I am about that, because then I'll be scaring everybody again. So I'm going to talk about, because we were talking about it yesterday a little bit, about how we got here and some of the synchronicities that happened. So in my situation, I think when I was here in October, I might have mentioned a little bit about it. But I had gone through a lot of different things to try and, like everybody here, to try and find a way to heal. And it had taken me to a certain degree, but it wouldn't get rid of the Bartonella. So I had this pressure in my head that just wouldn't go away. And finally, I had done this before. I don't recommend it, okay? But I had done this before when I had a terrible concussion. And I was suicidal because of the ringing in my head, sorry. And so I said finally, after 2.5 years of not sleeping pretty much, I said to God that I'll give you like a week. Actually, I tried to kill myself a couple times, and then people intervened. And so I said to God, I'll give you a week, and then I'm just going to keep on trying until I succeed. But you gotta show me a solution here. So it just so happened that because I didn't have internet or anything, and I went to my aunt's place in this thing came on YouTube, and this little simple little thing called heart math, and I wound up practicing it, and a little bell went off inside of my being, and I wound up becoming completely healed. The ringing went away, the DHEA was developed, manufactures in your brain while you do it, and it healed my concussion. And I thought I was free of everything at that point, and thought, that's it, my tests were over, but it's not the way it happened. So this time, I got another baseball bat to the head, but it was Lyme and Borrelia. And I, walked every road there was and spent thousands like many people did. And finally got to the point where I was actually, not too many people know about this, if anybody knows, because I used to be a high-rise window cleaner, so I had all kinds of ropes and stuff. So I had enough, and I was looking for a tree. I had the rope and everything, and knew where I was going to go, and finally found a tree, and you can't even imagine the state I was in. And didn't want to kill myself because I really fucking hate to lose. I think it's the only reason why I'm really still alive. But so I decided that I wouldn't do it, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give him one more chance. So I said, I'll give you 3 days. And I went back to my van, and I thought, okay, I'll give you 3 days. I was in a terrible state. And I thought, okay, and I was checking my phone or whatever. And literally it was like 5 minutes when I got in the truck, and Michelle Slater's book popped up. And, Starving to Heal, and starved in Siberia or whatever the hell she was. And I was like, what? And it was instantaneously, I went dry fasting, never even heard of it before. And so I just immediately got on a mission to get that book, read the book almost, I think, in one day, contacted Dr. Filonov like either the same day or the day after, and the next thing you know, I was booked to come here, and that was all there was to it. And I was all excited about that. I finally had hope. I really felt, when I read that book, man, it was like the first time I had any real hope that I could be completely healed. The thing was, I want to get this clear. Is when I said that I'll give you 3 days, I said, I know, this was really important, because I said that I know that there is a way. I know that there's a way to be completely healed, not partially healed, not 95% healed, but completely healed. I don't give a shit. I know that there's a way. And so, I have a tendency to get a little bit pissed off. But I knew that. And that's why I knew that there's an answer there. So it came. And once I had everything booked, I started going through all these testimonies that people did, and it was really inspiring. And there was this one guy, that's why I'm sitting here talking this stuff, because maybe there's somebody out there. I mean, there was even one guy here that said that he had seen my testimony and partially inspired him to come down here. I was watching, it wasn't a testimony, it was something else that Sveta had followed up with other people that had been to the retreat, and how are they doing later. And I don't know how many months it was, but his name was James, and he was like 72 years old. And he was showing pictures of his leg and everything like that, and he was really bad. His feet were all black, and it was just crazy, and he had Borrelia and Lyme and everything, and he was just like, in rough shape. And he had read Michelle Slater's book. But what was really cool was that he had, before he discovered any of this stuff, he was doing water fasting. Like I had done 37 days of water fast, right? Didn't heal me. And he was doing water fasting, and he went to sleep one night, and he had a dream where he was saying these beings came to him or whatever, and they said to him that there's a way that you can actually burn out all of your disease from your cells in the dream. And he woke up. They didn't tell him what it was, and he thought maybe it must be water fasting. I'll look more into it. And he stumbled immediately upon dry fasting and Michelle Slater's book. And he's like, and when I heard that, man, I was just like, okay, that's it. Because I've had things like that happen to me in my life, and I mean, anyway, this guy, he did 5 days, and then he did 9 days, then he did 7, then he did 9 days again, and I mean, he was like healed, man. I mean, I seen the guy, and he was like, I'm building an addition on my house, and he was brand new, and it was just, it was the answer that I was looking for. So, it doesn't mean it's easy. He didn't do it in one time. And I keep reminding myself that. I mean, I did 7, I did 7 again, and I'm here now trying to run at 9, and I'm going to make it. And I'm going to keep on going until I'm completely healed like everybody else. But that's what brought me here, and that was like, the synchronicities. And if you're out there and the thing is that somebody else had said, when you make up your mind that you know that there's a way, you make up your mind that one way or another it's going to show up. I mean, everybody I think here has been at that point. I'm not the only one where you've just, and you guys are out there too. If you've got Lyme or Bartonella or whatever the hell you got, I know that you guys are out there and you're in that hopeless place. You're not here watching me or these other testimonies for no reason. Something's talking to you. So anyways, that's all I got to say. Day 4 of the retreat. Day 6 for me. Really dry today. And I've been having a difficult time. Figured it would be easier this time around. But I've been going through terrible nausea. And just really struggling. Don't know why. I guess I'm trying to believe that this one is my body's taking the opportunity to dive in a little bit deeper. That's what it feels like. Last one I did that was 7 days was just a cakewalk compared to this, so I really figured I'd step in here and just roll right on through, but it didn't work out that way, so I'm just maybe to let you know that everyone seems to be a little bit different. It's funny, before I came here I was really trying to use my mind and call on my subconscious mind and all this logical stuff. I find myself, in deep yearning to communicate with God. I find myself in this place where I think tired of trying to figure it all out myself, trying to do it all myself. I'm thinking I'm finally at that point where I'm reaching out and just choosing to believe that I'm going to get the help that I need because I'm tired. Maybe I'm one of those people that need to go all the way till I'm exhausted, till I finally go, okay, I fucking give up. But I think if there's anything that can, activate that spiritual part of you, I think it's dry fasting. I mean, I've done 37 days on water before and done lots of stuff, but something about this that it for me anyways. Really digs in. I don't know what else to say today. Really, I'm hanging in there. And choosing to believe like everybody else. It's here. I see a lot of inspiration. I've seen a lady that I met from before, and she's on day 10. Just such a inspiration. It's just amazing. So that's the benefit, one of the benefits of being here. When you got nothing left, you look around and you see other people, and you're just like, okay, can be done. So it's, what day is it? Day 5 of the retreat, and day 7 of my dry fast. This nausea that I've had for going on 3 days now is still there, and I was fighting back, throwing up, and I finally said, whatever, I'm just going to throw up if I can. And I've been dry heaving all over the place and not being able to throw up. But in one sense, it kind of, I think, relieves me from holding on to it. I don't know what that's about. The doctor says that I guess my body's decided to go to a level deeper in my liver, and it certainly feels like that. Last time I was here was my kidney, and this time it's my liver. And I'm supposed to be thankful that that it's going after, it's going deeper to clean it out, and that afterward I'm going to be feeling great. So I can't say that I'm thankful. I would like to be able to, but I am looking forward to feeling better, when I can finally drink some water. I've been dreaming about it, thinking about it. I can't get my mind off it. I went and laid down. I put the chair thing down by the water today, and the waves are coming in. It's a beautiful day. And the waves, when they come in and they're white, and they turn white, really white, because the light's after them. And it looks like milk, and it reminds me of goat's milk that I used to drink, and I just love goat's milk. And I was sitting there watching the ocean, and it would come in and be like, oh God, it looks like goat's milk. And then it would go to goat's milk and blueberries, and I was just gone. It's like crazy where your mind runs. It absolutely is crazy. I am doing my best to surrender to the process, meaning accepting, this sickness, this illness that I feel, as what it needs to do. Accepting it, surrendering to the process in the sense that that my body knows what to do. That there's I know that there's an infinite intelligence that grew me from nothing, grew my spine and my brain and every nerve and every organ, and obviously knows how to fix it. It's just a question of me getting the hell out of the way so it can do it, and that's what I'm doing here. I heard this thing, I should probably get off, but I'm going to tell it anyway. It made a difference to me. I read this, and it was by Dr. Joseph Murphy, and he was talking about how within us we have this infinite intelligence. It's like the pilots of a gigantic 747. And we can go into the cockpit, and we can either just keep out of the way, and they can do what they need to do, and they know how to fly the plane, we don't. But we can sure as hell distract them if we wanted to, and cause all kinds of problems. And it really made a lot of sense to me, worry and fear and doubt. Oh man, the doubt and fear comes in. Is it working? Is it not working? Am I going to get better? Am I not going to get better? All that shit's me disrupting and irritating the pilot that knows what to do. So I'm finally getting to that point, and I'm really working at it, and of again just surrendering and accepting that this healing presence inside me knows what to do, and I'm just going to allow it to do it in whatever way it needs to, and just keep out of the way, right? So that's all for today. I'm too dry. I can't talk anymore. Day 6 of the retreat and day 8 of my dry fast, the longest I've gone, ever so far. And I, still been going through a lot of hell with my stomach, like it's just horrible. But I've been, not sleeping and just hanging on. But, just about, like I will talk about it, about an hour ago, hour ago, it's kind of raining outside. And I decided to pull the sand beach chair right out into the waves and just disappear. And I pulled right out into the water, and the waves were, it's really crazy because I said I was meditating earlier today, meditating, praying, whatever you want to call it, whatever is your word for it. And this sounds kind of nutty, but I forgot about it, but I said, I wanted to know that God was here with me, and I said, can you speak to me through the wind, through the rain, through the waves? You can talk through anything. He's everything. Just let me know. And I forgot about it because I was suffering so much. And I just, decided to just go sit out by the water there and pull my chair in. I didn't realize, I don't know how that happens, but the next thing I know, I was like right out in it, and I could see nothing because I had my rain thing on, and I couldn't see anything more than this. And the swells coming in from way out, and it was like, I can't, I know I'm probably stoned because I'm on day 8 of a dry fast and I haven't eaten anything or drank any water or anything like that, and haven't slept, and maybe I'm all just hallucination, but I swear that God was talking to me. I can't explain it to you. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in such a long, long time, because the water would break, and it was just this white water that would come in the chair. It was like this high off the ground, so the water could run right up, and I got this really super great rain suit so I couldn't get wet. And it was just like I was in the depths of this swirling, crazy white water, and it was just so beautiful. Good thing it was raining and nobody was on the beach, because I was just yelling out. So, because it was just absolutely so beautiful. And here I am in between waves, dry heaving over the side of the chair because my liver is really giving me whatever kind of guff. But at the same time, being that ill, that sick, and yet that blissed out is just so hard to explain. And it was like, it was an answer, And I didn't realize it till it was happening. I went, that's right, fuck, I had asked for this. It was just so crazy, So, I don't know if it means anything to anybody, but it meant something to me. I'm still here, and all I gotta do is make it through tonight, and I'm on day 9 tomorrow, and I am so looking forward to it. Nobody could possibly know unless you're in my place. And I'm going to make it. That's all. Somehow I'm going to make it, and that's all I want to do. So, day 7 of the retreat. And day 9 of my dry fast. Almost there.
been a crazy, hellish journey beyond the ability that I have to speak, to be able to bring the words to describe it. And I don't think words can really describe anything completely. Because words mean something different to everyone, right? Everybody thinks we speak the same language if we speak English, but we don't. I say, surrender, it means something to me, and to 1,000, 10,000 people out there, it means something similar, but just a little bit different, So I can say that this has been the hardest one that I've ever done. The last one I did here for 7 was really hard. And I had to come off because it was so hard. And this one my stomach has been just a horrible nightmare night and day. But I have been hanging on. Getting emotional again. Don't want to. Sorry about that. But it's hard not to. You give it everything you have. Everything. And every second you're like, you want to quit. But you can't because you want to win. You want to get better, And you have to go the distance. And I've almost done it this time, and it's most likely I'll have to do it again, but since I've done it once, like anything, you do it once, you can do it again, right? That's the value of it. And so I know that if I have to do it again, I will. And you know what? I was talking with Sveta. I always have believed since I was a little kid that all things are possible. If you believe that they are. And it sounds simple. It's like, it's just too simple to think that way, but it's a fact. The big challenge is learning how to believe. And we have these limits, we have these limits about ourselves that we think we can't do, or in this dry fasting business. This is one legitimate way, to prove, to break through those limits, right, that you've got. And I've had them. I'm breaking through them right now. I mean, yesterday was a new breaking ground. Today's a new breaking ground. And with the way that I've felt, man, I'd love to say that I'm just the coolest, toughest, easiest rock and roll motherfucker in the world that can do anything and it doesn't even bother me. But it's not true. I'm a human being. I'm stubborn. I think it's the only quality that I actually have. But you just keep getting up, right? I've fallen down so many times, fuck. But you keep getting up. That's the only thing that matters. That's it. I don't give a shit what you got, how sick you are. Because I've been really fucking sick. And I've fought through everything. And I haven't made it every time. But I'm almost made this one. And I'll get up and I'll do it again. And I'll keep getting up and I'll do it again until I'm 1,000%. Because that's what I fucking do. And I'm proud of that. That part I am. And I want everybody out there to get better. Everybody. Bothers me. I think when you've been really sick, it does something, right? Maybe that's the gift. You feel everybody else just like it's you. It really bothers me a lot. Anyways, I wish everybody the best.
So today's day 10 of the retreat, third day of refeed for me, and this is, I guess, the final day of filming. I feel a lot better today. Yeah, it's been a battle. I didn't feel good when I started drinking and all that stuff, but I feel quite a bit better today, and it's pretty cool to be able to finally, speak to everybody, and we're all eating and we're all talking, and it's such a, because you're just so interested in everybody. I mean, I am, and you finally get a chance here in the last few days to say what's on your mind and get things out, and it's pretty crazy. You're here, you're like, you want to talk, and you try and talk, and you're just so dehydrated and so dry that you're kicking yourself in the ass later on, going, I shouldn't have spoke, but I had to because I wanted to, and it's hard not to. It's really hard not to, because it's really not a good idea to talk, and yet at the same time, you get a strength, from other people every once in a while, and I know you're not supposed to, and I talk way too much. And I paid a price for it, and you will pay a price. I don't care who you are, especially when it starts to get around day 7, day 8, day 9, you're like, oh man, I should have shut up for a couple of days at least. But all that's over now, and now we're, like you can see, I got a bunch of crazy stuff on the back of my head. It's like a cast on my head. I got leeches. I don't know, there's 7 or 8 leeches put on the back of my head, and they were on there for like a half an hour, and then they take them off, and then they put the stuff on so it can continue to bleed, which is really strange. But I've come to really appreciate leeches. From the last time I was here, I was lucky because I really felt a difference. Again, that's another reason why I came. And, I'm going to go back home, and I'm going to probably most likely try and do another 9-day fast. I'm going to do a fast. It'll be 9 days. And, but at the same time, I'm going to miss being here, because the treatments are so necessary. I mean, we all talk about getting the shit beat out of us, and we do, but it's necessary. It's absolutely necessary. And the bee stings are like really, this Slavic way, or whatever you want to call it, is really cool, man. And it gives you, like now, doing the leeches, I know that's why I'm feeling better already, because my blood is thinning, and it was really thick before it. So there's just so much more than, like before I came here, I did a 7-day fast, and I was done, and then I went and ate, and I did this and this, that, and it wasn't the same. There's just a deeper, I don't know the science behind it, but there's a deeper cleanse that happens every time I come here. So now I'm in the debate as to whether or not I'm going to be coming back again in October. And I'm going to leave it up in the air. I mean, even if I was 1,000% completely healed, there's a part of me that would like to come back one more time and just slam it and go through everything one more time, even though just thinking about it scares the hell right out of me, because it was so hard. But so glad I'm feeling better, and a couple days I'll be back into reality, taking care of problems and solving this and solving that. But right now I'm in refeed mode. I'm enjoying every single bite of everything that I get to have. And it's one of the blessings of,
having the strength to hang in there that long. You enjoy food and drinks and even just conversation. It's just like every one of your senses just heightened, and you just, you're just drinking it all in with every fiber of your being, even a conversation is like, this is just amazing, and there really is something to it. It's a terrible thing you got to go through to get that experience, but man, is it ever cool. Anyways, I'm not going to go on, and I made it. I'm glad I made it. As far as tips for anybody coming down, make sure you bring everything you think that you need to bring. Hot water bottle and ice bag and all that stuff or whatever. But, more than anything, man, you just got to be ready. Prepare yourself. Like, get as clean as you can. That's really important. Get as clean as you can. And eat as clean as you can. Clean your intestines as best you can. And get yourself ready and just make the decision that when I come down here, this is what I'm going to do, and I don't care what goes on. That's the most important thing. And they'll take care of all the rest. They'll watch over you. Don't worry about that. So I'm out of here. See ya.